I don't know what to say. I've got a few things that I've picked up after 25 years in ministry in one capacity or another. You think that, I've been thinking about this for a year and a half. How is it that I should get to this point, and what would I say? When they told me I had 3 weeks to live a while ago and get your sermon ready, I thought, well, I can't do that. They were giving me drugs, I couldn't think. Well, this one came a little bit abruptly. As you know, the cancers come back, and a recurrence with my kind of cancer doesn't bode well. The odds are not good. And as I started looking at things and talking to Beth about what it is we want to do, I love what I'm doing, but what is it? I haven't been able to do it fully because of my sickness and tired and all that stuff, and that's not fair to you as a congregation. And if I'm feeling pretty good right now, maybe it's time that Beth and I did what we wanted to do, a little traveling and things like that. Spend time with family. So we started to do that. I have a friend in Kansas City. She works for SSA. And, I've known her. Her husband was my pastor when I decided to go into ministry, go to seminary a long time ago. And I called her, and she knew what was going on anyway. And she said, you need to apply today. And she underlined today for SSA. Well, she's serious. So I called the office here in town, and they said, it takes about a month to get an appointment, and then it's another couple of months for a determination. And it'll take, and after it's determined, it's another 5 months before you start getting the benefits. And I'm doing the math thinking, well, that's convenient. That's beyond the window that they're giving me. So I'm thinking, well, that's not right. So they said, but you can fill that out online. So I started to fill that out online. This was Wednesday. And I got tired of it. They're asking too many questions. But the government. But I got to the medical part and started filling all that stuff out. And I took a break and I came over here to church to get ready for Wednesday night. Got a call from somebody at SSA in Durham. I couldn't return it in time, so I called the next day, and we had a nice conversation. She said, you're being fast-tracked, cancer, pancreatic cancer is one of those things that I guess everybody pays attention to, so they're moving me right along. And I said, well, how does this work? And she said, well, it's from the last date you work, it's 5 months, and it's rarely 6, isn't it? And I said, okay, so how do I work this out? She said, when was the last day you worked? And I said, well, I've kind of been working off and on for a year and a half, kind of, doing the best I could. She said, your last day is today. I said, you mean like right now? She said, yeah, what time is it? And I said, holy smokes. That works. So I had to call Randy, and we worked this thing out. Until you have somebody else in place, I guess I'll be here, but I don't know quite what that means. I want to honor the system. And the retirement system with the church is great. For disability, it's great. So I'm trying to work that all out. But anyway, I started to write down a few things about because I'll forget, I forget things anymore, but like my code to get in. It's been a long day. Can I just share with you some of the things that I've picked up over the last year and a half mainly, but over the last few years in doing this. Number one, I wish my wife could be here. This happened so fast that she couldn't get off work. And she wishes she could be here, but I'm very thankful for her and for what we've been through together. I had the chance to marry my best friend from high school, and we've been together off and on. Somebody asked, would you marry her again? I said, yeah, I would, as a matter of fact. And I'm very thankful for my family. I think Ian's at a fight somewhere, or he'd be here. Not fight, it's karate. They just beating somebody up off the street. And for my faith. I tell you, without a faith in God and Christ and Holy Spirit, this would be much more difficult than it is. I believe in the holy words of God. I believe that in them contain life, food for the journey, manna from heaven. I believe in them there's a relationship with God that each of us are supposed to have. We're reading about that relationship God had with his children in the book, but yours is the important relationship, the one that you have with God. So really work on that. Pray your way through it. I'm very thankful for friends, and I can't tell you how thankful I am for this congregation and what you have done for me and my family over the last few years. We've been with you 8 years. Shirley, you remember who else was here when I first came? Yeah, that was a good Sunday. I remember looking out and seeing Jared sitting out there. And I don't think you guys had even joined because you want to see what the new guy would do before you. How's this new guy? You were with the Dills. So check out the new guy before we put our hands up and decided to join. Looked out and said, that man can really help out in ministry here. I hadn't even met him yet, Jerry. Yeah. So there you have it.
And he said, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll work out. I went to bent the rules. He was supposed to, be a member for so many years before he became a lay leader. But that's another thing I don't worry about too much anymore. So, the trivial things. I found that most things are trivial. But I am Cindy, Barb, Vivi, Kathy, all of you. I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful that I had a chance to be in some of your homes and share meals with you and just be with you over the years. In some good times and some times that have not been so good. Some of my favorite scriptures. If I could find them. Well, I could just wing it, I guess. And so we know and rely on the love God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. I love 1 John chapter 4. I love 1 John. God is love. I'm not much on a vengeful God that demands blood and sacrifice. I just have an issue with that. I'm not a fan of redemptive violence, and because I'm going out, I can say what I want to. But I believe in a God of love. I'm not a fan of that violent need to shed blood for redemption. I think we misunderstood that a bit, but be that as it may, you have your own. Most things I thought were important are trivial. We are created in God's image to be creative, bringing life and hope and blessing into this world in our way, over our sphere of influence, and over our fields, just like Jabez, and our gardens. Beth wants to get a little garden and a farm, so I could really say we bought the farm. That's where we're going with it. Always, folks, people over programs. Please, people over programs. Keep moving. Do not cut corners and do not lie. Beloved, let us love one another because love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God because God is love. Cancer is not the worst thing that can happen to someone. In some ways, it's been a blessing. It's given me a chance to be intentional. It's given me, chances to live a lot longer than I thought I would. But I'm given a chance to be thankful and be grateful. And there are so many things to be thankful for. So I've counted them on my hand and my feet and my ears and there are so many things to be thankful for. I've been forced to think clearly about what's important. What others think of me is much less important than what I think of me. To love someone is a spiritual gift. To be loved in return is a blessing to be grateful for every day. And we are to raise up not just big children, but adults. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not puffed up. And love does not seek its own way. There are unfair weather friends, and there are fair weather friends. And it is in the storm that we discover which are which. And I'm thankful for you, my friends. I've experienced incredible acts of kindness over the last many years I've been here, but especially the last couple of years. And I would have never experienced them had I not been ill. So I appreciate that. I was told in seminary that you shouldn't be a friend of your parishioners. You need to be the pastor, not friend, and I found that to be advice that is not helpful. I think it's much easier to be in the presence of friends. And I thank you, my friends. I've never asked the why me question. That doesn't seem important to me. There are people that have it a lot worse than I do. And you think about it, people have it a lot worse than you do. I found complaining to be unimportant. Matter of fact, if you're around people that are negative and complaining, just get rid of them. It isn't worth it. Life is short, and we're meant to be happy. So just push those people. This kind of came up in the class this morning. Just push those people aside. Life is not fair, and it's not meant to be. Make the most of every day. Look for the good. Compliment somebody every day. Why not? We all die. Just don't die before your body does. You know it? Don't die before your body does. Be happy. Enjoy each other. Don't give up. It's that time between the numbers, that dash. Forgive. Be kind. Forget offense. Don't take offense. It isn't worth it. Don't take offense at all. Just don't be bothered with it. There are hurtful and hateful people and they'll drag you down. Just stay away from them. Don't complain. There is an enormous amount of energy that goes into our own suffering. Use that energy for good ends. Don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it define you. Just use it for good ends. Pray and meditate on this journey. I found that prayer is life-giving and has carried me thus far. And what's beyond it is in God's hands. Pray, meditate, think. Love your family. One of the things that they told me that I needed to be done right now. So I don't know quite what that means. After so many years doing something, all of a sudden to be told in a 5-minute, in a 30-minute conversation with a functionary from Durham that this is it, it's over, kind of disorients you. Just a little bit, things spin out of control. But what I've decided, we're going to travel, and what I've decided, I'm going to learn a musical instrument. Now, oh yeah. Now, I have been learning the didgeridoo. My goal in playing the didgeridoo is to drive my wife and my kids crazy and make the dogs howl. Now, that's a good goal, isn't it? Take the time and do that because you never know. I try to play. Now, there's another instrument. I've been trying to find an accordion, but I couldn't find an accordion, so I got one of these concertinas. Now, my goal is to learn how to play the concert. I don't even know how to hold it yet, but my goal is to learn how to play the concertina. I want to play Amazing Grace on this thing someday, right? I'm going to take a little time and I'm going to learn how to do that. Is that close? Am I there yet? I need to go on a street corner with a little blind monkey. No, I'd be blind. I might get a monkey. That blind monkey wouldn't do me much good. But enjoy the time you have. If you want to learn how to play an instrument, do it. Because you never know. And hopefully, maybe. Now, if in 6 months your new pastor, is comfortable with me coming back, I would like to come back and play Amazing Grace for you. If that would be all right. If not on this, on the didgeridoo. Or maybe both, if I could work that out. Anyway, that needs work, doesn't it?
Just get a rhythm going where you can dance to it.
Okay, thank you very much. My friends, it has been great being with you, and I'm going to miss being your pastor. I love you guys. But it's time to move on. Time to make some changes. And there are no guarantees. Eat great food, drink good wine, just enjoy yourselves. Okay? Praise God, love your families, and be kind.
I've got a question for you.
I'm not taking questions, Thelma.
Please take this one. You start coming and visit our church.
It is best for your new pastor to form those relations. You're great people, and it's best for that pastor to start those relationships. And it would be an intrusion for me to come in. I'm a member of First. Beth is a member here, and Ian's a member here. But my membership is at First because you're never a member of this congregation, the pastor. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Randy and I are still having that conversation. I mean, I had to call him Thursday. They say, well, how long? Well, when are you going to quit? Well, Randy, it was about 2 hours ago, I guess. Whoa! And he says, well, you're still vital. You're going to do this and you're going to do that. And I said, Randy, I'm ill most days. I have a couple hours that are good sometimes, but other than that, I'm down. So let me just work with this. I appreciate that. But anyway, but thanks for your question. Any other questions? As well ask if you want to. Okay.
We love you, Pastor.
I love you guys too. I appreciate that. But Kathy, did I do okay time-wise? I don't know if I had anything else to say or not.
Just going to still keep praying harder.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you take the right stool to the...
I finally got your card. Yeah, some of your cards are great. Yeah, Ray says, hey, I got this stool sample. And this guy's holding up this stool. Not quite the right thing there, but that's okay. Okay. Well, so you don't want me to play anymore? Okay. Peace out, I guess.